And I would have. Hey guys, how's it going?
Okay.
And look at that. Even That's Right Recycling made it on time.
Hey,
Oh,
y'all. Um,
and Adam's in here.
I'm trying to. There you are. Trying to get you up
So,
on the laptop here. Hit that thumbs up. Sweet. Hey, Scrap Oil and Fly. That's right, recycling. Chris is MIA, y'all. Live chat.
okay. So, yeah, we don't know where Chris went to.
There's Scorpion.
Good luck, Grandpa, with your surgery. If you're here or not, at least we're thinking about you.
Who's having surgery?
Scrapping Grandpa.
Oh, I didn't know he was having surgery.
Oh, yeah, right here. Look at the screen.
I'll be having my operation about. Is he in the live?
He was at 10:34 a.m. his time, I guess. I don't know.
I don't. His comment. I don't see his comment at all. He must have blocked me.
Yeah, well, same thing with Junk and Grind. I guess he was in here, and I don't see his comments. So,
Interesting. There's
yeah.
Scrapman 69.
Hey, Scrapman.
Yeah, Chris, the bird flew the coop. No, Adam, it's just us clowns.
Hi, Scorpion.
Scorpion can't see it either. Well, either way, hope your surgery goes well.
No link to join, Adam. We're just keeping it as three. We find it overwhelming when we have more than us. Oh, and here is the Birdman.
Oh, he's alive.
I'm alive.
Welcome.
I forgot that it was in Facebook.
I sent it to you by text, so shut up.
When? Yeah, but how can I get on text on my computer? When did you send it to me by text? Right?
Oh my God, you're so difficult.
Ooh, Gold Corner BGA. We're off to a good start.
Scorpion.
Oh, you texted me 23 minutes ago.
Scorpion's engraving and listening.
That's fancy.
That right's gonna block you, James. Ha ha ha.
Block you, James.
Yeah, block you, James.
Yeah, we'll block you too.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think he's talking about blocking me. I know what he's talking about.
Oh, an auction block? A block of wood?
Battery sounds dead.
He's not saying.
It's not safe.
Man.
Oh. Chris, did you just wake up?
Yes.
Did you have sweet dreams of Dan?
Pardon?
Did you have sweet dreams of Dan?
No, I should have. I didn't dream at all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Holy crap on a cracker. We've got 7 already.
James knows what I'm talking about. I do. Look at that.
Look at
Gold Corner BGA on a router. I love it.
Aren't they in all the routers?
No.
Oh, really? I guess all our routers have them, but it's all the same router, like all the TELUS ones.
Well, that would make sense, but no, I mean, we have multiple brands down here, so.
Yeah.
Hughes.
Oh, I've never heard of their routers. I'm sure they're amazing, though.
Hughes has been around before DirecTV came out.
Well, if you want to know more about routers, just watch That's Right Recycling videos. He does 14 a week.
Does he? Chris, you scrap routers?
No, I'm kidding. But he does scrap a lot of routers.
I've got I scrapped out a Hughes satellite dish horn, and it was really good.
Hughes.
Yeah.
15 a week, he says.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
15 a week. Yeah. Get it right.
Oh, man. What a night I had last night.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, just
Strippers and blow?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
A blown hydraulic line and wire strippers.
Better than blenders. Hey, man. I like blenders. They're easy.
I don't have
If you're a micro scrapper.
I'm like the best
Oh,
micro scrapper ever.
You are
Yeah,
in the shred.
in the shred.
Oh, I had it on private chat instead of comments.
Chris,
Hi, everybody.
together.
You're really not with it today, are you?
Oh.
What time
No, I
did you-
had to prepare a pit last night. All of a sudden they decided they wanted to haul gravel and there was 3 feet of frost in the gravel pile. So our little loader can't handle that kind of abuse, like trying to get through that. So had issues.
What time did you get to bed?
Oh, about 1, I guess.
Oh, that's not bad. I got to bed at 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got up at 6 and then I fell back asleep at 8.
Ah.
I was like, because the boss was phoning me at 6 wanting to know, because the night shift guy was supposed to go over there, and I told him, and he said, I'm not going there because it's not written on the sheet, and I'm not going by hearsay on what I'm supposed to do. I said, oh, whatever you think. I said, whatever you think, man. I said, I'm just telling you what he told me to tell you. And then I get a phone call this morning, like, can you tell me the conversation you had last night? Like, I don't understand why you didn't come here. I said, you didn't write it on the sheet. He's like, yeah, but you told him, didn't you? I said, yes, I did tell him, but he said you didn't write it on the sheet and he's not going by hearsay. So I was just like, I said, what am I supposed to do? I'm not the boss. Like,
You making us waffles this morning there, Scrap It All?
I could go for some waffles.
No, I think it's just a sandwich press.
Oh.
And it's really gross and dirty.
Hi, Chris.
Hi,
It's a
Chris.
dirty boy.
Scrapping on the fly, he's singing songs from his favorite movie. Shred it all, shred it all.
How's it going, Adam? How's your neck?
That's all busted on Scorpion Metal for not having proper internet service on my side of basement. Please help, guys. Scorpion, get your act together and fix the guy's internet. My goodness.
Put it in a
you
repeater.
come across a Wi-Fi booster in your scrap shred.
Or just cut a hole in the floor.
All you do is drill a little hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 6 feet by 6 feet.
Yuck. I'm trying. I'm not smart in that crap. Well, you're not supposed to be playing in crap.
No, nobody's smart if they're doing that.
I do not believe that Scorpion's not smart in that crap, because he's got like 85 computers running in the background. And
85 computers. I could use a couple computers.
I have like,
yeah.
Why would I need more than one?
You got to get yourself one of those crypto farms.
Yeah.
That's right, Adam. You're banned from the lives.
Where?
No,
banned. Everybody's banned from the live.
He's just being
unless you get a text from Dan at 6 in the morning, or I guess it was 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I was up at 6 in the morning, and there was no way I was texting your dirty bum.
I would have been there. I would have been on the phone, but I would have been there.
You lie. You lie.
No, the reason why we're not doing links is because when we were having like 4 or 5 people on here, it was like,
yeah, it's too much.
Overwhelming.
I think it is too. Like when I watch like Irish's live, Once it gets like 4 or more on there, it's just too much.
And Dan doesn't have the paid version of StreamYard anyhow.
Yeah, because I'm cheap.
We're limited.
That's why there's this bird in the corner.
Here you
It's
go.
not to symbolize
I got
this
you,
bird.
Scorpion. Here you go.
I'm
send
gonna
you this router.
quickly run out and throw my coffee on.
You got to throw out your coffee and go running on. Drilled a hole in the floor, ran the internet down, hooked up the old router for the bottom floor, ran mainline through a switch. I'm not sure what to do next. Okay, so you're just saying that that's right is a whiner.
Well, how old is your that old router, Scorpion? Because since you have really high speed now, that router probably can't handle that speed. So that could be your problem. That would be my guess. The other thing is what kind of Ethernet cable did you use? A Cat 6? So I would check those, because I dealt with bad internet for a long time and finally got it figured out. And part of the problem was I was using too old of a router, but now I have Starlink, so that doesn't matter. But a couple years, the router should be fine. Okay, well maybe you need to plug it into a different port on the modem.
Yeah, or maybe your cables are just crap.
The cables could be crap too. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Vern.
SRT8.
Yeah, his name is Vern.
I know his name. Somebody was on his live stream once, and they said, "Hey, what's your name?" And he read the comment, but he didn't say his name, so I wasn't sure if he wanted his name shared. Because Facebook. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was done.
Okay. So back to Scorpion's problem. Maybe it's the cable. Maybe he needs like a gold-plated monster cable or something.
It could be.
Hey, Vern. Oh. Coffee soon.
I'd try a different port on the modem and check the cable.
Just call your service provider and make them come and fix it.
Facebook Vern is an alias.
Oh.
Facebook recommended is like Vern Gibson, whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy's face.
I'm all confused.
I still think Vern's a way better name, so I'm calling him Vern, and I don't care.
Sorry, Chris, I ruined your router.
I knew Vern was an alias because there was like things that come up saying that Steve or Vern was in a thing, and it was people saying Steve.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but my real name isn't Scrap It All.
What?
No, I know, right?
Is it Vern?
It is Vern.
It's probably Hezekiah.
Vern Hezekiah.
That's a good Amish name.
Hezekiah the Third.
Herkimer.
Well, that was just lame.
Yeah. Shred.
Scorpion, $100.
Shred.
Throw in the shred.
Scrap It All just ruined our last chance of internet. No, man, it's still good. You just have to, splice the wires. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Oh man, so I think this is going to be our last nice day for a little bit.
Oh, we still have tomorrow.
Oh, do you? I'm going to just check here.
And then it's going to be minus 14.
We're -1 right now.
I live in Vernon and drink Gibson whiskey, so I made a fake account called Vern Gibson. Well,
I didn't know that you lived in Verdon, and I thought you were in in Kelowna.
That's a headset.
Yeah, we're going back to winter again tomorrow.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a week full of cold starting tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. I love Vernon. Well, I like the whole Okanagan, but I really like Vernon. We had some friends that moved there, I guess 8 or 10 years ago or something like that, and we went down. I really liked it.
I don't know. I don't have much luck in BC. Every time I go, I get a ticket. So,
Oh yeah, because of the speeding.
well, no, because you guys have different rules than we do.
Well, yeah. You guys don't have any rules.
Like you guys have to have snow tires after a certain time.
Yeah.
You can't have any chips in your windshield. For us, it's not a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
We have tons. My windshield is just chips and cracks because we use 1/2 inch gravel for winter salt or winter sand.
my buddy got a ticket in BC for illegal exhaust on his boat. He bought it in BC and he was on his way back to Alberta. And the boat wasn't even in the water, it was on a trailer.
Apparently, you don't understand the whole concept of we need money.
Right? That's why BC stands for bring cash.
That's right. It does. I was talking to a guy who got caught smuggling those zebra mussels. He got charged bringing zebra mussels from Alberta to BC or BC to Alberta. One of the, but yeah, he's like, he goes, I didn't know anything about zebra mussels. I just bought this boat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it must be bad in Ontario. When we were back there, we were walking on the beach, and there was like entire patches of zebra mussels like all over the beach there. I know they don't clean it in the winter, but it was still like it must be getting really bad.
Mm-hmm. Like in Alberta, you can have your entire windshield smashed out as long as there's no cracks in front of your eye. So if you have this much windshield left, you're good.
We only have to pay $200 for a windshield though.
Right. And then if you move to Alberta, all those free windshields you got from ICBC count as claims.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like Julie's in the insurance game, right, here in Alberta. And she's getting these guys that have like 8 windshield replacements. And she says, sorry, nobody's gonna accept you for insurance. You have too many claims.
Well, it's a good thing I don't ever plan on moving to Alberta. The other thing is that you shouldn't call it an insurance game. It's a racket.
Yeah.
Dan, did you just hear Chris give you that great news?
What's that? Oh, yes, that he's not moving to Alberta?
Yeah.
I know. I'm happy about it too.
Yeah.
It's a
You know what?
win-win.
I'm never moving to BC because there's too many rules.
And too many hills.
Want to have your car inspected? What the? Why? Want to have a windshield?
The worst place I've ever driven in my life was British Columbia.
Oh.
I hated it. Even worse than California. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't either. I moved here after I drove here.
You know, it could be plus 30 outside, but because it's September 15th, where's your snow tires? Come on.
October.
Thank you, Adam.
October?
Thank you, Adam.
Oh, Adam.
Well, you're never moving to Canada because we won't allow your bum in here. So,
And like you'd pay that much money for gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust me, I have no desire to be Canadian.
You don't?
No,
But you're so close already.
I know. So why?
You
I don't
you
need
can
to be
just look at
Canadian.
Canada.
I'm like an honorary Canadian.
It's okay. We're gonna annex you guys anyways. So
When we get off the ferry, um, there's a sign that says "Welcome to the United States of America." It's like, no, I literally just came from the U.S.
so when we annex you guys, we're gonna be calling it the United States of Canada,
Duh.
right?
They're going to be Cascadia.
And then we're gonna rename the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of Canada.
We don't. We only want the upper half of Canada, where all the gold and oil is.
Where all the ice is? Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh man,
You guys can have
we
it.
need ice. We had an ice shortage here 2 years ago. I kid you not.
Yeah.
I don't know if people realize that you can put water into a freezer and make ice. I guess I never figured that out.
Oh yeah, no, you can now. They just come out with that technology. It's from Australia,
Figures.
Gulf of America.
It's too cold.
I wonder if like that forces everybody in the world to change their maps to say Gulf of America.
Well, I'm trying to get my head wrapped around this ice shortage. So are ice cube trays illegal in the United States?
No, it was at the grocery store. You know, they all have like those freezers full of crushed ice and
Oh,
and their supplier said that there was an ice shortage. That's all they said to us.
Yeah.
wow.
Generally, that means that their ice machines broke.
And they don't have ice cube trays.
Yeah, well, I think
Right.
that's it. They don't have ice cube trays.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. Like when they first come out with the like people having ice in their drinks. Like my grandfather used to cut ice out of the lake and they'd store it in these great big ice houses for the summer, and then people would pay for, a guy would come around with a block of ice and sell it to you. But I'm thinking, like, could you imagine somebody who's just mixing margaritas? Like chip, 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 chip. Oh, .com down, Adam. You guys should fight in the chat, like, but get a really good fight going with a lot of swearing so that Nice Junk gets flagged by you.
You just settle down.
Oh, you just wait till I get my coffee into me. Speaking of that, the water should be done.
Bye. Well, yeah, the whole water thing, $5 for a bottle of smart water. Well, it's not working. Not making anybody smarter.
You think it's actually stainless? Any bets?
No.
You lose.
No good. No goodly. See, should have just went in the shred.
That's
What's in
definitely
there? Oh, okay. You got a motor out of it. Okay, that's awesome.
Okay. What happened, Chris?
I will still collect motors no matter what the size are, but
yeah, I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
So for someone like you, if it's just a matter of removing a couple screws or bashing it with a hammer, you might as well.
Yeah. And if it's an easy motor to get the copper out of, sure. But I don't want to spend more than 3 minutes on it.
No,
No,
just because you're lazy.
because it doesn't make sense financially.
You're lazy.
Yes. And fat.
It's true. You're fat, lazy, and you have a hard time breathing.
Right.
I have all those same problems, just not my breathing's not nearly as bad.
And you're better at editing.
What, editing out the breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I've got 4 more minutes, and then I'll be able to plunge this coffee, and I will be in heaven.
Do you have a French
Oh,
press?
What's that?
You have a French press?
Yes, I do have a French press.
he's like very fancy.
I got a yeah, it's really fancy.
Is it a
It's a-
glass
it-
one or stainless steel?
I just keep wanting to scrap it. Wait. Oh, it's not. How come it doesn't pick the French press up unless it's in front of me? It's stainless steel, anyhow.
Is it green?
Nice.
No, it's stainless steel, but it's probably comes up as green on the thing. 'Cause, yeah, it's like it blocks me out when I put it in front of me. But yeah, I ordered a new French press, another steel one for home, and I was going to take mine to the shop because they had a Keurig there. I didn't realize the Keurig had been there for like 3 years and had never been cleaned.
Gross.
Yeah, so I go to have a look at probably when there isn't 2 feet of snow on it,
Adam, he can't even insulate his shop. He's not going to get that truck on the road anytime soon.
No. Springtime at the very earliest when it's not completely buried. But it's I have found a water pump, or like the reservoir for the water pump, because there's a water pump there, but it's like it's missing the reservoir part, like the part you fill.
Oh, yeah.
So I found another truck, and the guy's he's taking the cab off of the truck and putting it on his pickup. So he said when he does that, then I can grab whatever parts I want off of the.
Well, for a reservoir, you can even use an old Javex bottle, eh? It really doesn't matter.
For what?
You said you need a reservoir.
Yeah, it's like I think it must be like a bubble that goes on top of the pump.
Oh,
Like the pump's there, and you can hear it pumping. But
yeah, I guess I should hit the thumbs up. Yeah, you're good. Thanks for reminding me, Scrap It All.
I hit the thumbs up on the.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Let me see. Let me see if I've hit the thumbs up. Yes, I did. That already hit it. Is there only 8 people thumbs upping it?
Well, there's only 8 people watching.
What a bunch of losers! Call your sisters and brothers. Get them all on this beautiful live stream.
Or just send them the replay after, because I actually monetize the replay. I don't monetize the live.
Oh, you don't get paid for the lives?
No, I don't want to do that to the audience. Like, have them watching a pile of videos and
Oh, is there ads? Because I don't have that. I just have premium. So
yeah,
if
me
you
too.
don't monetize it, people don't have to watch ads?
Right.
No,
Oh.
you can do it to where it just runs an ad when they first come on, and then no ads through the entire time they're on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Some
Okay.
people will run ads during the middle of their stream, and that's really annoying.
Yeah, I won't do that to these people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you can set it up to where it just runs an ad as soon as they click onto the live. They'll watch a little ad. And
Vern,
then
you
that's
can
it.
call both of my sisters if you want.
I don't have a sister. I mean, I do, but she's like 7 years old.
Yeah, she's not going to be watching this crap.
No. She'll probably disown me.
Yeah, just
Gold.
send me an email or get a hold of me on Facebook, Vern, and I'll give you their numbers. I'll give you their cells so their husbands don't answer. I sold my sister for a battery once.
Okay.
This guy, my grandmother needed a battery for her car, a new battery, and then so I was talking to this guy. I said, "Oh, I'm just coming in to pick up a battery," and he said, "Oh, what's it for?" And I said, "Oh, it's my grandmother's Bonneville. Her battery's dead." And he said, "Oh, I've got a battery at the house." He said, "I pulled it out of I don't know, he had a construction company. He pulled it out of something." And "Oh, I'll just buy it off you. What do you want for it?" And he said, "Oh, a date with your sister." And I said, "Sold." So I give my grandmother the battery, and then I phoned my sister and said, "You got to go on a date with Tim." She was like, "Fuck that." I said, "Yeah, you have to do it for Nana." She didn't go. I had to pay him $150. Rotten sister. I haven't got my coffee plunged yet, Chris. Soon though. I said 4 minutes, but I never even checked to see what the minutes were at.
Oh,
been
it's way more than 4 minutes now.
Oh, well, good. Here we
It's
go.
probably been like 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Been a lifetime.
I have to I have a bunch of stuff to do for the bank today.
You do?
Yeah, I gotta get like letter of employment. I gotta get all my taxes for the last 2 years. I gotta get the purchase agreement for the property and everything, and it's and I gotta get an house appraisal done. I don't know what to do. Like they're gonna charge me a land transfer tax
Yeah.
for the building. It's 1%, and I said, well, that's not bad. I said it's I got the building for 55,000, and she said, yeah, but the government charges you on the appraisal value. And I said, why? And then she's already got the appraisals on it. So the empty lot is appraised at 42,000, and then the lot with the building's 58,000. And I said, no, I said the lot with the building needs to come down. It's going to cost more than the lot's worth to take the building down, which I don't know if it needs to come down. I'm just telling them that. So I said it's unsafe, and he was like, well, you have to do an appeal to the government for it and everything.
Yeah, you better be careful doing that, because then they might turn around and say, well, then the building's got to come down before the deal goes through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think that, because I'm not borrowing against the building. Because if I borrow against the building, that's when I need to get all the environmental stuff done.
Right.
And
which we don't have in Alberta, so we're good.
You guys don't have environmental stuff, I know.
Yeah.
The property's more value if it's soaked in oil.
In Alberta, if you're not making enough pollution, you get a fine. So
yeah. Oh, coffee. But yeah, so I gotta get all that stuff done. But they want it's gonna be over $15,000 if I get the all the environmental stuff done over there. They want to go through the whole building for asbestos. They want to like test the ground outside because they're saying, well, it could have been a gas station back in the day. I said, no, it was never a gas station.
They know it was never a gas station.
I know, but it's been a theater. Like it was a theater from when it was built to the 90s. So
hi, Jake Gardner.
That's the new name, isn't it?
It is.
You got air suspension on a Jeep?
Probably airbags, I would think.
I know it can't be worse than the old Jeep suspension. I had like an old YJ, and it was
because I'm going to be putting airbags on that Tahoe.
You are?
Yeah.
Why would you going to be hauling in that?
Well, because I plan on buying a car hauler trailer
Oh yeah.
for hauling cars.
You can't use that trailer that you built.
No, it's too narrow.
Oh,
So, but a half-ton suspension is not enough. So if I put the airbags in, I can power up the airbags, and
yeah. And I guess the body would be heavy on the Tahoe too, like way heavier than a half-ton box.
yeah, it would be a little bit heavier.
I thought Tahoe was. Oh no, it's Suburban's a 3/4 ton.
No, you can get them in half-ton as well. They're just longer.
Suburbans?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought Yukon was the half-ton and Suburban was the 3/4.
Say that
What's
again.
My friend, it's horrible. It's the stock quad lift air suspension going to convert it to coil. Oh, okay. What year is your Jeep? Oh, okay. Most newer Jeeps have air suspension. That's where you lose me because I don't drive anything newer. Well, except for the wife's car,
Yeah.
but I don't take responsibility for that. So
Oh,
it's a nice car. It's just I don't like the computer stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. And like that Tahoe, the first thing I did was like got rid of the airbags out of it, like the ones that hit you in the face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I cut the cord for that. So
Yeah, you don't want that safety feature.
well, no, they cost like $1,000 an airbag, and they hurt.
They cost $1,000 for an airbag?
Yes.
Really? Wow, that's man, I'm gonna quit setting the ones off in the work trucks. That could be why I'm not getting raises.
You're fired.
Yeah, I was hoping, but no.
So what were you saying again, Chris, about Yukons and Tahoes?
I said I thought that Yukons and Tahoes were half-tons and the Suburbans were the 3/4 tons.
Yeah, no, you can get them in all different.
And Yukon is GMC, Tahoe and Suburban is Chevy.
Yeah.
Same company, obviously.
Yeah, they're the same frames and everything, chassis.
Yeah.
The GMC ones are built a little bit better for some reason.
Really? I thought they were all built in the same spot, out of the same things.
I don't know. I've been around Yukons and Tahoes. I worked at a dealership, and everybody's like, I don't know why, but the Yukons, they just last longer. They don't develop rattles as quick as the Tahoes. It's almost like GM puts in a little bit more care into the GMC side. I don't know. Maybe it's just psychosomatic, but
I don't know, like where they built them in Ontario. I shouldn't say them. They did at the truck plant anyhow. They made the GMC trucks and the Chevy trucks came off the same line, but it was the trim packages that were different on them.
Yeah, but that's Canada. It doesn't count.
No, that doesn't count.
Well, and the name Suburban hasn't always been priority. Hasn't always belonged to
Proprietary
motors.
Oh,
Dodge had a Suburban. It was actually like
really?
Suburban was actually like what they used to call an SUV.
Oh, kind of like an IROC, where I remember seeing like a Dodge IROC, and I was like, "What? Why would you stick an IROC sticker on a Dodge?" And he said, "Well, this is when Dodge had IROC."
It's International Racing of Champions.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it changed.
Yeah, it's the same. So they didn't actually trademark the name until like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, it was in the 80s where I saw it was like a Dodge. It was a crappy car too. And I'm like, how is that?
Trans Am was actually a racing thing.
Yeah.
Trans-American, yeah.
Yeah.
They're thinking about bringing back IROC racing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always like that because everybody has the exact same equipment.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of talent and skill.
Right. And so this is going to be just like NASCAR then, because right now NASCAR, it's all the same thing. Right.
Well,
They're all using the same bodies and.
Yeah, but there is certain, like, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, there's certain thresholds that they're allowed to wiggle room, so to speak, where the IROC cars, I mean, I don't know what they'll use, but before they were all like, a Pontiac Grand Am or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Scrap and Junk.
Hi, Scrap and Junk.
Hey, Sean Rad.
Sean Rad.
Oh yeah, the Dodge Daytona. That was the one I. 4 years, the Dodge Daytona. Camaro had 12 years. Trans Am had 11 years.
No, aluminum. No, it's brass.
Well, look at that. I learned something new.
Hey, Sean. Hi, Sean.
Hey, Sean. Hey, brah.
It could have been the Scottsdale, Adam. I'm not sure.
No, they're not on strike anymore.
Cheyenne.
No, they forced them back to work.
Because that's what we do in civilized countries.
Yeah, we don't believe in human rights. Just go back to work.
Yeah.
Stop being a crybaby.
They must have got raises, though, eh?
They did, yeah, but not nearly as much as they wanted.
Not nearly as much as the pilots got. They got 42% raise, the Air Canada pilots.
It's careful, Scrap and Junk. Don't take apart the wrong phone or else you won't be able to call anybody.
That's right.
What's up, Project Shop Florida?
Hey. How's it going, Derek?
You bringing in a load of copper to Miami?
Cocaine.
I'll tell you, he's scrapping an even bigger generator than I have.
That's what you're saying.
It's been pretty interesting.
Big old copper.
Big old copper.
Oh.
But it seems like his scrapyard will take dirtier copper than ours.
Well, when you're bringing in 1,000 pounds of it at a time, they probably.
Yeah. Well, no. When I brought in my big load, they were still they still downgraded me to number 3 on that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, because they know your attitude.
Well, yeah, because
as soon as you walk in the door, they're like, "Hey, whatever he's got, downgrade it."
Yeah, I bring them donuts and they still treat me like crap. So
yeah, because they're trying to lose weight, and you keep you keep on fattening them up. One guy, I took muffins in there once, and the one guy says, you realize muffins are full of fat, eh?" And I said, "Don't eat it." Because I said the last time I came in, I brought ice cream bars. Like, they're full of fat too. If you don't want them, don't have them. But like, I'm not bringing in dietary choices because then everybody else is pissed off.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous that you're in shorts and flip-flops. I wish I was in shorts and flip-flops.
You can be. You're in the house.
Oh, I guess I could. Yeah.
I'm in my underwear.
I kind of figured you didn't have pants on.
I don't have flip-flops, so there's no point in wearing pants in the house. It's not like I have company coming over.
Right? Only the entire internet. Or 8 of us.
Or
yeah,
your
all
wife.
8 of you.
Your poor wife.
No, she's actually at work.
The Red Copper King. I've been watching that House of the Dragon.
Oh.
That's not as brutal as Game of Thrones was, but man, it's a lot. You ever watch that? Oh, you never watched Game of Thrones, did you?
No,
Never mind then.
they have accents, right?
Yes, they do.
I call watch accents. I was watching the show yesterday and I realized, oh my, they got an accent. I got to stop.
We all have accents.
No, but I mean like old world accent. Like,
turn the volume down and put your subtitles on.
Yeah, because I do a lot of reading. Have you watched my videos? Can you not tell I don't read?
Well, I've seen your writing, and I can tell that you don't read dictionaries.
That's Apple's fault.
Right.
Well,
because
and I
you
don't know.
trained your phone to say your instead of your.
And then I'll do like that talk to text.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure I must have like had an aneurysm or something with some of the stuff that comes out.
Yeah.
With, right? Like, hello, how's it going? And it's like, your socks are on the wrong feet. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
We have a guy at work that he can't read or write, so he does that talk to text thing, and he's not like he doesn't enunciate his words very well. So it's like I get a text just saying where you eat. It's like, are you asking where I am? Yeah, where are you at? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just down the road from you in the same place I was when you first sent me a text. But
wow,
he's like a cowboy, so he just drawls stuff and just, but he doesn't, because he can't read, he can't look and make sure that the thing went through. I guess he probably could. He's dyslexic, so he can't. I don't know, or he says he's dyslexic, but
so he can only read backwards.
Yeah, jumbled, I guess. You're in the dictionary
as dinosaur.
I am a ball buster. I don't know.
And that's why his kids moved out of the house, because he kept on busting the beach balls.
Yeah. You're not living under this roof anymore with these broken beach balls.
Yeah.
Oh, we went in on the weekend and had our Christmas dinner with the kids. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might be a little late, eh?
Yeah.
Or early.
But we weren't here for Christmas, so we did it. We went to. Do you guys have Brown Social House or Brown Craft House down there? Yeah, we went to this craft house. It was good. I had like this first time I've ever had like tuna, like real tuna steak. It was really good.
You said in your video you guys were having pizza because that's your tradition.
I know that was our tradition, and I just all of a sudden got added into a group text where the kids were like, "No, we want to go to this craft house because they have trench," and I didn't understand what that meant, but it's like some sort of a like a hard iced tea. It's like a brewed iced tea from some brewery in Prince George or something like that, and I tasted it. It was disgusting. It was like peach flavored iced tea is what it tastes like, but
yeah.
But then the kids just loved it, and then I found out that the only reason that we go to the Best of Stone Baked Pizzeria and Donair is because it's the only thing open on Christmas Day when we usually do it.
Oh.
They were like, "What, do you think we wouldn't choose something else if we could?"
No.
So are you the family that has Christmas after Christmas because you want to catch the Boxing Day sales?
No.
Oh,
because we don't buy any Christmas presents. We buy the presents when they need the. So like, this year they wanted those chairs, like those. They're like really heavy camp chairs, and there's like two. It's almost like a bench almost.
oh yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, but they
It
wanted
looks,
those. They
yeah,
got those just before Christmas this year, but only because that was when they asked. Like last year, we got them whatever they wanted in the summer because I said that's when you're going to be using it. Like,
right.
why wait till next summer to use something? We'll just get you your Christmas present now. But yeah, it's those. I sat in those chairs. They're pretty comfy. They're like really thick padded.
Actually, that's a clear liquid.
That's
Somebody
a
was
what?
saying that the liquid in here is probably mercury, but it's clear.
Yeah. Oil
Probably just
maybe.
an oil.
Like it's a light, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just an on and off light.
Did you look it up?
No, I'm actually responding to a YouTube comment from Mr. Scrapping on the Fly.
Oh,
Yeah. He just seen my Moffset short that I put out 14 years ago.
Yeah, Chris, I think it's probably oil. I told the person that I would recycle it properly, but it doesn't look like it's mercury to me.
condensation.
Blueberries.
I just looked up and I come to a thing where it says, "Why does my light bulb have liquid in it?" And then it says condensation.
Yeah, no, that's not what's going on here. I would look up like old medical power light or so. I don't know.
That actually looks like an old automotive bulb.
Yeah.
Well, it was off of that. It was off of that thing I scrapped in my last video, which is, I know, is part of a medical piece of equipment. Made in Minnesota. 75 watt.
Oh,
125. 75 watt?
that's crazy.
How is that even possible?
That's craziness.
Yeah, that's it. 75. There's not a decimal there.
Maybe it's wore out.
It's brass.
Yeah, I don't know what the. I can't really find too much.
It has the viscosity of oil.
I do have a short on Moffsets.
Yeah, like 100 years ago, right?
What does it give a name for the company that made it in Minnesota?
That's okay, Adam. I still appreciate you watching, eh? The old stuff's got to make money too.
E.F. Johnson Company.
I'm actually going to be doing a lot more shorts. I don't expect you guys to watch them. It's just to try and attract some new subscribers. Just so you know.
I want to attract new subscribers too, but apparently I have to make better content. So that's not happening.
I need more subscribers too.
Or ask to subscribe.
No, Adam, I don't think it's antifreeze because it's clear. I mean, and it again, it was medical equipment for an office, so I don't know why. Somebody said that there are things called mercury. What did he call them? Oh, well, it don't matter.
So E.F. Johnson Company was Edgar Frederick Johnson in Waseca, Minnesota.
Yeah,
and it was a two-way radio manufacturer.
Really? Well, the thing was some sort of it was all the equipment is like therapy equipment or ultrasound equipment. So I don't know. It's just the doctor.
Oh yeah, it doesn't mean they didn't sell their parts to other companies.
Yeah.
Just that's what the company that made that light. Like it was probably a light that would come on in a radio or something. It was founded in 1923, so
yeah, Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
But
I'm wondering if the oil somehow gives the light more brightness.
yeah.
So yeah, they have always paid for shorts, Adam. It just doesn't pay very well.
Yeah, it's something like $3 for like every 100,000 views or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not very good.
The this would that have been around World War II, do you think, James?
She said most of this medical equipment came from the early 70s.
Oh, okay.
She's been practicing medicine since then, and a lot of this equipment used to be her original equipment, but now it's just all outdated. Nobody uses it.
Oh,
I have another one of those machines. I'll look at it later, and maybe
yeah.
it'll say, because she had some ultraviolet light therapy stuff, and then she also had some equipment that somehow you could target certain tissue with heat, and it would heat up the tissue without burning the skin and other stuff. I don't know. She's like, it was really cool technology. Is nowadays it's all about dispensing medication.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it said that between 1940 and 1945 they committed 100% of their resources to the defense fund for the war, or the defense contracts and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking that might be when they started making stuff for
Yeah,
for the army and that. And I'm sure light bulbs would have been, something that they would.
yeah. Because I mean, yeah, there was a lot of those companies that, the army said, "Hey, we need you to make 10 million of this light bulb or whatever," and they'd be like, "Sure, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Give us $400 million."
Yeah.
James is 1K away from my MOSFET video. Awesome.
His MOSFET video has 22,000 views. Mine has 21,000 views.
Wow.
So you beat me.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Antifreeze. Like glycol or something?
Yeah, that's what antifreeze is, right?
Yeah, that says it's the main ingredient of antifreeze. That's glycol, I think.
Yeah, I think they just make it green so the kids will drink it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty tasty.
Yeah.
I one time I used to work at an auto store, and I'd have to commute by a personal boat.
Mhm.
And it was winter. Anyways, I got to work, and I was changing out this coolant system, and I made a mess of everything and literally soaked my whole entire body with antifreeze. But I didn't have any change of clothes, so I just had to just deal with soaking wet clothes and antifreeze all day. But anyways, going home in the boat, it was like, wintertime, freezing cold out, and I was so warm. It was crazy. Like, my clothes soaked in antifreeze actually provided me some insulation. It was the weirdest thing. I'll never forget it.
That's crazy.
Probably wasn't good for my skin, but
yeah, I was gonna say, did it cause any rashes or?
No, I never got a rash, but because I'm not human.
I got blasted with methanol once, and it soaked all through my coveralls and my pants and everything. And then when we were out in the bush, so I had to take I couldn't stand the fumes in the cab of the truck, so I had to take all my pants and shirt and everything off and throw them in the jockey box. And then I just had a jacket that I was wearing, and so I was speeding, trying to get back to town because it was like a 2-hour drive to town. And then cops pulled me over, and he's like, "Do you want to step out of the vehicle?" I said, "Okay, I'm just gonna let you right now I have no pants on." And it was like middle of winter, So he makes me get out of the truck on the side of the road, and he's like getting mad at me. He said, "You were doing 105 in an 80 zone," and I said, "Yeah." I said, I don't know if you can see, but I'm in a bit of a state of disarray here. I soaked my clothes, my coveralls, everything in methanol, and I had to put them in the jockey box because of the fumes. I said, I'm just trying to get to a shower. Like I said, I don't know if you know anything about methanol, but it's carcinogenic. And he's like, "Oh, that doesn't excuse you for speeding." And so he charged me $100 and something.
Wow.
But the worst
Wow.
part was I'm standing there in like minus 18 on the side of the road in my underwear and a light like fall jacket.
And this is why I won't move to BC.
I would love to see that body cam footage.
Well, I don't even know if they have body cams now. The RCMP must have body cams.
Oh yeah.
Back then, I know they didn't, or else
Yeah.
a couple cops that came out would have probably gone to jail for what they. Like the one cop gets these two drunk guys that wipe their truck out into the ditch, and he asked me if I can pull their truck out so they can go home. I said, they're hammered. The one guy was passed out when I got to the scene, and the other guy was missing. And then they found the other guy. He had walked into the woods and went to sleep. And there was like booze bottles smashed all over the cab of the truck. And the cop says, "Can you pull their truck out so they can go home?" I said, "What? Like, you can't let them drive." And he goes, "Oh, they don't live too far from here." I'm pretty sure a supervisor might have said something about that if that was on a body cam.
Back in the day, the cops were pretty extreme, eh? I remember being handcuffed to a phone booth as they beat the living crap out of me, and then just let you go.
Really?
There's have a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had that. I've had like power trip cops before, but nothing to where they're, physically assaulting.
And then there was another time in Chilliwack. I was just driving through at a 69 Firebird at the time.
Yeah.
Really long hair. So I was really young. And the cop pulled me over, put me in handcuffs. He was grabbing me by the hair and slamming my face off the roof of the car. It's just like
you're much taller than I am. I'd be hitting the door, like just the top of the door.
Oh, I was a pretty bloody mess. I'll tell you that.
No phone a friend, Dan.
Back then, they didn't have cell phones, dude.
Wow.
I wasn't butt naked. I had my underwear on. I said. Oh man, yeah.
He was wearing his lace stuff.
Yeah, my lacy. That's what I should have said. I'm wearing lingerie.
Yeah.
You still want me to get out, pervert? This coffee is delicious. Oh, almost human.
Almost.
No phone a friend, eh? No, Regis Philbin. No phone a friend.
No phone a friend. Phone booth, yes. There was a thing called phone booths at one
Remember
time.
that?
And they had phones in a booth. That's where the name came from. Phone booth.
Do you remember how you could get free phone calls with the phone booth?
No.
So, like back in the day, our phone numbers, you didn't have to put the area codes in when you were phoning. And so if you took the little flapper thing that hangs up the phone, if you typed out kind of like Morse code type of a thing where you go, so ours was like 372, say my phone number was 372-5237. So I would go 123 123 4 5 6 7, and it would send an electrical signal into the phone, and you could make phone calls by tapping out the phone number for free from a phone booth.
Wow, I wish I would have known that.
Yeah. You couldn't do long distance though, because then the operator would come on and say that you had to put money in. And I don't know how many times you have to tap for each quarter. Yeah, it was pretty neat. The other neat thing was that you could make prank phone calls to the operators from them when we were kids. We used to do like all those little prank phone call things that you didn't dare do from your house because your mom might hear.
You were a gifted child, weren't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. We wait because the cops like they can tell what phone booth it comes from. So because it was a 20-minute drive from the police station to where we lived, we would like do the prank phone call and then we go hide in the ditch and wait to see if the cops would come. And sometimes they would come and sometimes they wouldn't. I figure sometimes the ladies just like, whatever, it's just kids. Like, but yeah, every once in a while.
This is what happens if you drink antifreeze as a child.
And as an adult.
True story.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun in our nice little village. Boy, there was only 5 kids like my age in my age group, so we were always like friends with 1 or 2 and fighting with 1 or 2. So
That was in where that town that you toured in your video.
yeah, we had 1 phone booth and it was down at the old where the post office used to be. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Just push the 0 and tell them you just lost your quarter. No, I don't think that you can do that too often from like a small little village.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. There's no quarters in that machine anytime they go to empty it. When we were teenagers, though, I remember sometimes there was lineups of girls at the phone booth because they weren't allowed to talk on, like their dads wouldn't let them talk for so long on the phone at home. So they would go to the phone booth and phone their friend. Yeah, I could never get those to work. I tried lots, but they never worked for me. Ontario was probably more advanced in their crime prevention than New Brunswick.
I doubt it.
They never worked. I tried every kind. I tried grinding them down, and then I met a guy who had a vending machine company, and he told me that it's a weight. It has to be the exact size and the exact weight, and that's why sometimes it would reject your quarters, because he said the weight could be off by like a hair, and then it just wouldn't take it.
Oh. So if it was too dirty, it wouldn't take your quarter.
Yeah, like if it was gunky, it would be too heavy or whatever. Like it. So but I mean that was later on when I met him, probably in the 90s. But when we were kids in the like late 70s, early 80s, it was people kept telling us that you could use the knockout. So anytime I'd see a construction site, I'd pick up every single one and I'd think like, yay, I'm gonna get a pop. But I did figure out there was a couple of different pop machines that you could reach up, like with my tiny little arms, you could reach up inside and pull a pop out.
Yeah, I did that a lot.
But one time I got a pop machine fall on me. We were drunk and my friend was like, he had a Mickey of whiskey and we didn't have any mix. And at that age, we could not just guzzle down straight whiskey. So we were like, oh, there's a pop machine, but you couldn't reach your arm up. So he's like, you just have to tip it. You have to tip it back and shake it, and one will come out. And the whole machine fell on top of me. I was only about 14 or 15. And I thought I broke my leg because the way I landed, my one leg was across the other leg. But yeah, it took him and another guy to come and pick the thing off of me. I just laid there in the parking lot of this gas station, hoping the cops didn't get there before he got help.
I just seen That's Right's comment rejected on Canadian quarters. That reminds me. When I was at Vegas, this gentleman that might have been down on his luck and living on the streets came up and he says, hey, do you think you could help me out with some spare change? And I said, all I have is Canadian money. I can give you like $5 if you want. And he goes, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, like he wants to go to the exchange place. Get $2 back.
If you guys don't want to give money to the homeless fella, just tell me, hey, sorry, all I have is Canadian.
Yeah, someone said that the exchange has gone way down too, so it's even worse now. Let's see what
True story.
it's at 70 cents now. I don't know what it was. It should be 5 days ago it was 56. Wow, that was a huge drop.
Oh, it's gone down even more?
No, it's bad. It dropped and then it came back up like the same day.
I know that you don't want to use your use a ATM in the States if you're Canadian. They're charging you almost double.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
really?
you need to go to the bank and get it exchanged properly.
Yeah,
They'll just rip you off.
because like the one night we were doing laundry because we only brought enough clothes, right, for a
Yeah.
few days at a time. And she says, "I don't have any change," so the lady wouldn't take a credit card or anything at the laundromat, so I had to go use a debit machine, and for $20, it costed me 38.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That is nuts. I remember
5
going
more days,
to
James. Yep.
that's 5 more days.
Oh, it's just an inside thing. But let me tell you what, that's a beautiful.
Are you guys talking bad stuff about me behind my back? Is that it?
Always. If you can tell me how much that weighs, I'll tell you.
Under 100.
Not even close.
What do you mean? I'm not close. That's more than 100 pounds.
It's more than 100 grams.
I'm going back through the comments here. So Chris, you said, but now you can, Chris. I don't know
2 pounds, 3 ounces.
What that was from. And Scrap and Junk said they had no crime prevention. Oh, 13, man.
13 what?
He was 13
Yeah,
when he was driving a log trailer down the Trans-Canada.
That's
I'm
nice.
pretty sure Project Shop Florida, he doesn't have to remove all the tape and paper off of transformers.
Nice.
That would be really nice.
Well,
that would be a big time saver.
If I sell it in town here,
yeah,
I can get away with that. But if I take it to the goods scrapyard in Calgary, I have to clean it up.
Yeah, because Thudprint was talking about having to do that. And then Project Shop Florida, this was like a couple years ago. He's just like, man, that really sucks. I don't have to, but maybe it's just because of the volume he brings. I don't know.
Well, I think some scrapyards have a better buyer and they just don't need to.
They're probably all ending up in the same spot.
You're back. He's got the opposite problem you have.
I am back.
Oh man.
Oh, that's 5 days for the new commander. Yeah. Okay, I got you now. It's not really the volume on number 2 copper. It's number 2 copper. You're allowed contaminants, just like.
Oh, I agree with you, Project Shop Florida, but not every scrapyard
follows that rule.
I didn't know you were allowed 3% iron on cast aluminum.
Yeah, my yard here in town has no issues with that. But the yard in Calgary,
yes, now I can drink straight liquor.
But my yard in Calgary, they want that stuff clean, like.
Yeah.
Well, my Megan, the one who's kind of in charge of the non-ferrous in our yard, she often just lets, like, if she's tapping rivets or something on something aluminum and a couple are steel, she doesn't care. She doesn't say anything. I didn't think it was the policy because there's like some of the guys that just start or whatever. If there's like even one steel rivet, they're like, no, that's dirty. Like,
Yeah.
whereas she just, so maybe it is a 3% thing, but these new guys don't take the chance on giving it to me or whatever.
So,
Yeah.
And yeah, like Thubprint uses the same scrapyard as I do when I go to Calgary.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be April before I get to go to the scrapyard again.
Yeah, I won't be ready till next year sometime.
Yeah. Well, I have stuff I could take. I just can't. I can't take the chance of not making it back in time for work. So, like if I get in there, sometimes they've got, especially in the winter, sometimes their scales wrecked. Like it gets ice all down inside, and then so they'll be like, oh, sorry, you're gonna have to go into the non-ferrous and weigh everything on the small scale. So I just don't bother. But if I had a day off where it was during the week, I would go in and get rid of some stuff. I got a bunch of rads and just number 2 sub noodles and all that.
Yeah, my last scrap run on non-ferrous was 1,100 pounds there. That's right. So it all depends on the scrapyard.
Yeah, that Empire pays you so much more though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's $1 a pound difference on copper, right? So
yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it to spend an extra, couple minutes to make sure it's clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got I don't know, probably 2 barrels full of like number 2 insulated that I take in next time too. I guess going through the shop helped out because I found like barrels of stuff I didn't know I had. The one thing I lifted up a poster. There was a bunch of those movie posters I had taken down, and I just kind of laid them on top of this small Gaylord. And then, so I was like going through and picking up all the movie posters, and then in there it was like a Gaylord full of Romex.
Wow.
So yeah, I gotta go and pull it. It's the stuff that those guys twisted up into balls, so I can't even strip it. Not that I would anyhow. It's not worth stripping. But what did you ever try a Romex thing to see if it was worth stripping for you?
Oh, no, I never did.
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling it's probably not worth it, but
yeah, I know Shark did a thing and it wasn't worth it for him. James, you did it, didn't you?
Yeah.
What
I don't know how much
to not worth stripping too, right? Like for money wise.
For me, no, it is worth it.
Yeah, for you it's worth it, but the like you're not getting paid. It's not worth minimum wage or anything to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean my prices it was an increase stripping it, but not by a lot.
Not much, but for you it's the space too.
Right, and then but based off of the average prices in the U.S., it's not you actually are losing a little bit of money.
Yeah,
because they pay most places pay so well for Romex.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's because of their granulators. Like they know they can get this certain amount, so they might as well offer more for
yeah,
it.
No, I mean, and it's all relatively pretty light insulation, and the granulators just chews it right up.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I save all of my the Romex because it goes as number 1, so I don't mix it in. But the weird thing I find is those dryer cords and oven cords. They they go as number 2, but so I think I'm gonna keep those. I'm just gonna hang on to them. I'm not gonna strip them. But then if I ever do decide I want to melt copper, like those things are worth stripping to melt the wire out of them.
Yeah, like welding cables, I think I'm going to start saving them if they're in decent shape.
Yeah.
Make some decent booster cables out of them, and
Yeah, I've got a whole whack of welding cables that I just, I could strip it, but then you're getting $4 a pound or whatever for the copper, and then if I'm lucky, and then if you make a set of booster cables, I don't know what can you buy booster cable ends from like Princess Auto or something.
yeah,
You could make, I don't need like heavy copper booster cables are like $100 for a good set.
yeah. Well, and I plan on keeping a lot of my copper and aluminum now, so
Yeah.
because I'm going to start making car parts.
Oh, for like molding car parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I got an auction coming up next week, but so far it doesn't look like there's anything good in it. So it's an online only. A lot of excavators and those mini skid steers and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to get one of those mini skid steers, but I know 2 people that have bought them now, and they've already got them up for sale because they won't lift what they like. It says that it'll lift 600 pounds, but they said it won't.
Oh,
Like I said, one guy said it might lift 600 pounds, but that's including the forks, which are close to 100 pounds. But he said like it's if you scoop up, like he scooped up a full bucket of gravel, and he said it would not lift it up. So then I was like, well, there's no point in spending a couple of grand or $3,000 or whatever on one just to find out that I can't load a truck with it anyhow.
yeah.
So I was hoping Ed was going to buy one. He was talking about it, but then he looked it up and he said it's not going to be any good for. I was going to give him my snowplow blade, and then he could hook it up to the skid steer's hydraulics, and then he could angle the blade with it. But he was talking to a few guys online, and they said that it would never push much snow at all. Like it's not powerful enough. So
Yeah. And I might also try selling a brick on eBay.
yeah, I'm
Just to
curious
see
to see how
just to,
that will go.
just to see if people are really getting like 3 times the value.
I know in the States they do, but it's different in Canada.
I know
Like
Okie Scrapper
Okie did
sells.
well. What's that, James?
Okie Scrapper sells aluminum ingots
Yeah.
on eBay. I think he's getting like $4 a pound for aluminum
Yeah.
ingots.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the States, but in Canada they don't. The economy isn't as big for that kind of thing. I don't think.
Yeah, but the problem is he had to start using a higher shipping because some people were like, "Oh, I never got the package," and then eBay's like, "Well, you need to refund the person the money."
Yeah.
Oh, see, I always make sure that I send by tracked shipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would,
because like
he does now.
Yeah, you got to have evidence. Like,
what's crazy, Steve? Getting the $4 a pound for aluminum.
Or maybe he was looking at me and he just like blurted out, "That's crazy."
I did look at this one guy on eBay. It was a couple years ago, and he was selling 1 pound copper ingots for $20 a pound, and then it was like $15 in shipping on top of it. And he had sold, I think it was like 475 units. So
yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
Well, I have about 300 pounds in lead ingots right now, so maybe I should throw that on Evil Bay.
Yeah, I worked for a place. It's called Hosselton Studios in Ontario, and they make those shiny aluminum sculptures for, like, I don't know. I see them out here in yard sales and stuff. So I know they've made it this far. But so, like, say Toronto Dominion Bank, they would buy 10,000 like of these little sculptures, and they would give them out to their employees at Christmas or something like that. And they're like highly polished aluminum. So I had to go into Toronto and pick up a trailer load of aluminum that they use for melting, and there's a couple of different alloys in it, but the they were selling these sculptures by weight. Like, so instead of by the artistic value and how much it cost them to polish, like, so there was apples. They sold like these aluminum apples and like the size of your fist, and those got sold per pound. Also, the tree of life got sold per pound, and it was this big ornate thing, and it took like 3 hours to polish, or like just to take all the edges off of the tree of life, and the apple took less than 5 minutes. And I said, like, why do you sell this by the pound? And she said, oh, well, my dad always did, because he buys the aluminum by the pound, and then he just triples the price or whatever. And it was like a big operation. They had, like 10 people there between pouring and trimming and polishing. And I said, like, that makes no sense. You're selling this big, beautiful, ornate tree for the same price per pound as an apple, and it's costing us so much time to do this tree. And so when I went to pick up the aluminum was like $11 a pound for this stock. Like, it came out in bars, and then they would cut the bars off and put them into the foundry, into the forge. But not the forge, the furnace. But like, I'm thinking, like, holy crap, I don't know why they're not like selling their stuff for the artistic value of it rather than the price per pound.
Right. I remember a couple of years back, Project Shop Florida had a video where he got these grass statues. I think they were in a water fountain or someone's yard art, and he was cutting them up. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't stand the look of the statue or something, and he was just like cutting that baby up. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, what I couldn't understand is these people, they're paying this company to put the alloys into the aluminum for them, whereas they could have just bought the aluminum for, $1 a pound or whatever it was, and then bought the alloys. And then, if you're going by that much weight, it should be pretty simple to, like 1 pound of tin or whatever they're mixing in with it. I think it's kind of like maybe magnesium, kind of like a car rim or something, like to get that shine.
Yeah.
But they're pretty neat. She used to go to yard sales too, all around, and she'd buy her sculptures back and then take them into the polishing room, polish them all back up again, and put them back up for sale. She'd pick them up for like $1 at a yard sale.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about car rims, but I get way more money for car rims than I do regular aluminum.
Yeah, it's the magnesium in it, I think. I wonder if that Hosselton is still open. Oh yeah, they're still open.
Yeah, for some reason the crafters are buying scrap metals for way more money than the scrapyard does.
I think they're just paying for the convenience.
Yeah.
But the thing is you're not going to sell 1,000 pounds to one person.
No, but like these people go through, like say 500 pounds a day of aluminum making these sculptures.
Right.
Like they've got a furnace going for the full 8-hour shift, and a guy just sitting there pouring pouring and then handing it off.
Nice.
And
Steve.
they also do like custom stuff. So every once in a while, the guy would come in and Betty Crocker wheelie bars. The guy would come in with like a branch off of a tree or something like that, and he'd do a big sand sculpture with this branch because somebody wanted it for their wedding or whatever. And it was always like a rush thing, but these people would pay hundreds of. Well, that's rude. Look at him taking a phone call while we're. That's just ignorant.
Yeah, Chris, did you watch Steve's video he posted last night? He poured some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I watched it.
Yeah, it was some pretty cool wedge-shaped Betty Crocker ingot.
Yeah, I know. I got to that. I wasn't going to use a barrel, like the one that Oki. I don't know if he still has it, but he had that melting pot.
Yeah.
He'd throw like whole lawnmower motors and stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get something like that going. I'd like to do it where you can build a fire inside, but that it just looks like a pain in the ass. That I don't know, maybe not. Steve's got fat wood there, so I guess that lights up pretty good. But I was just gonna use the propane burner, but then I'm thinking like just to get the oil lit. Like I think Oki, that was what Oki was doing anyhow. He had the propane going, and then it would get the oil going, and then he'd shut the propane off.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
He's still doing it. I haven't watched any of his videos in a year or so, but
yeah, no, he still uses that thing and aluminum.
I get all kinds of small engines here, and like to me, it's just not worth taking them apart. Like they're
no.
So I just hang on to them. So I've got like a bunch of lawnmowers but just so I bought I still got it. I've never used it. I bought the propane burner that you stick in the tube to get the oil drip going. What I was trying to figure out is whether I can burn all the compressor oil out of the fridge compressors and stuff.
You'll just have to experiment.
Yeah, well, but I just mean for like, is it safe? It's ester oil, I think that's the name of it.
I think if you got things hot enough, it's going to be fine. But I mean, that's what Oki does is, he'll melt the aluminum away from engine components, and then he'll put those into ingots, and that's what he sells on eBay. So it's like,
yeah,
man.
This says that, well, ester. The reason they use the ester oil is because it's such a high flash point.
And you get anything hot enough, it'll burn.
Yeah, I just don't know what that. So it says the flash point is above 300 degrees Celsius. But that propane, that's got to be 1,000, right? Like, I think it has to be over 1,000 to melt aluminum. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe aluminum's like 700.
Aluminum's pretty low. I mean, you can melt aluminum in your own campfire.
Yeah.
Messy.
Propane oxygen combinations can reach maximum temperature of 3,600 Fahrenheit or 1,995 Celsius. So that's more than propane butane.
Messy.
I think Dan was making a cutting torch out of propane and oxygen.
Yeah, I still haven't done anything yet.
Dan, you're back.
After
you so rudely ignored us.
When I started my channel and I was scrapping that crane truck.
Yeah, you're cutting that.
That's what we use is oxygen and propane.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. If you're trying to make a nice cut, you need acetylene because the propane just isn't hot enough. But if you're just trying to cut something apart, The propane works just fine, and it's way, way cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look into that because getting the acetylene out here too, like you have to go to Fort St. John, and I think it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, just use propane. You'll be just. I mean, we cut that whole entire crane truck apart.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have anything that thick to cut. 1800 degrees.
Yeah, no, sorry, I had to mute my mic. The tire shop called me telling me the truck was ready. So,
oh yeah, and it was so important that we weren't allowed to hear.
well, I don't think you want to hear my
That's
conversation.
just rude. You're the host.
Yeah, believe it or not, the Tahoe, all 4 tires were leaking. And I was just like, and I was just like, every 2 weeks, I'm like pumping them off the pavement, and I couldn't do it no more. I was just like going nuts.
Yeah.
You are nuts.
Nuts. Oh, if for any Canadian people that are on the live right now, if it's got Uncle Wiener in the name, do not shop there. Because they are a bunch of wieners.
I don't buy anything Uncle Wiener. I kind of think they quit selling Uncle Wiener stuff at our auction. It's like some other
TMG.
Well, they have TM. It's AWG or something. I don't know. They have a whole bunch of different like initial names, but it used to be Uncle Wiener selling all of this stuff. But now I don't see Uncle Wiener on any of it. Even when I look up the products, it doesn't take me to Uncle Wiener's website like it used to. But yeah, he's definitely an Uncle Wiener.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell them about how you went ballistic?
So I'll tell you the story. I needed a new engine hoist, and they had one that had air assist, a 2-ton with air assist. So, and it was on sale. So I went and bought it. And I brought it back to the shop to find out it's not air assist. So I called head office. They turned around and said, oh, yeah, that's a typo on the website. None of our engine hoists have air assist. So I'm just like, okay, so now because their thing is they only give you in-store credit on returns. And I said, so now I'm stuck with an in-store credit. He said, no, you bring it back today before the end of close, we can cancel the sale and give you back the money. Fine. I pack this thing up. I go back down there, and the buddy starts popping attitude about, oh, I guess you're stuck with a in-store credit. And I said, no, I talked to the head office, and he says, no, you didn't. And he starts like giving me a hard time, and I get mad. And I said, fine, I'll start using my in-store credit right now. And I started like flicking stuff off the counter and letting it just smash onto the ground. And the more I did it, the more he got worried. And he's like, give me your debit card so I can refund your money. And I said, okay, here's my card. And I just kept on flicking stuff on the ground until he was done. So, yeah, there is a way around the in-store credit thing if you ever need to.
Well, the thing, they offered me in-store credit, and I said, the closest Uncle Wiener's is 7 hours away. And I said, the other thing I don't need is $200 worth of garbage. So they said, well, we'll let you get this one time. All right, see you, Adam.
Later, Adam.
See you,
Go
buddy.
rest your neck.
So, yeah, Uncle Wiener is a wiener.
I want to know if there is actually a guy named Uncle Wiener, or if it's just somebody was like, hey, let's just make a fun name. We'll call it Uncle Wiener. And there's nobody really named Uncle Wiener, so nobody can get beat up.
I think he's related to Oscar.
Yes.
So, talk about funny names. We have a new company in town. They
Yeah.
do eavesdropping, and the company name is Well Hung.
They must be Asian.
Did you say it must be Asian?
Yeah.
Yes. Because they're known far and
Last
wide
name.
for the stereotypical Asian.
Well, there's not many white people with the last name Hung.
Oh, this just gets better and better.
It's like
I start to think of all the different levels that name
it's
works
like
in.
this person over here. His name is Scrap. Middle name It All.
Yeah,
I told you I wasn't human.
Mr. It All.
Yeah,
I got to. There was like I'm sure you have it in Lethbridge too, but like here we have a lot of rednecks that maybe start their own welding company or whatever after they've been welding for a bit, and they make names like Get Her Done or Bring It.
yeah,
Like, so, but you can tell like what movies and stuff they've watched recently when they make their company names because
Well,
it's always like a catchphrase from something like
I know a lady that's in the next city to us, Nelson Hat.
yeah.
She named her child Diesel.
My cousin named his kid Diesel.
Yeah, that's not redneck at all.
Diesel Bird.
Yeah,
I
nothing.
hope he gets an electric car when he gets his license too. Try rolling coal with that. So Adam's next. Yeah, we've got like a bunch of different companies called Get Her Done around here. It's like one's like Get Her Done, like ER. The other one's Get It Done, but when that there was like a movie, I think it was like a cheerleader movie or something. It was called Bring It On, and I guess in that movie they say Bring It or something like that, and then like, oh, it's brung. Well, then this guy, I don't know if his kids were watching the movie or whatever. He decided that Bring It was going to be his new slogan. And then he just decided to name the welding company Bring It Welding.
Yeah.
And it didn't last too long, but there's another guy that's Climax Contracting, and he has a silhouette of two people going at it in the back.
Oh, he's not from Climax, Saskatchewan?
No.
Oh.
Or Climax, Michigan.
So there's a guy in Edmonton. He owns a septic service called Suck It.
Yeah. We had a guy here that he had a company called Alamo Contracting, and he had like a rubber tire hoe, and he'd pull along behind his dump truck, and he'd do well site cleanups. And his slogan on his business card was "Best little hoer in town." Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know that you're in the oil field, and but I mean, like, you also have to realize that when people are shopping for like services, a lot of them are shopping out of Calgary, and they're like maybe women in an office or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you're using this, like,
yeah, you're not appealing to the liberals at all.
No, you're not appealing to like women either. Like, you know, when you're
yeah,
how do you handle 80 your card Climax Contracting, and it's got a silhouette of two people going at it?
That's like, just a bad idea.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Stool bus. I can't remember what the guy back home used to have on his septic truck. It was smell. It had something to do with the smell.
Smell you later.
Smells like money. Smells like money. Honey wagon. It was called.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what he used to say. I remember he was trying to get me to come and work for him driving, and at that time I was making $13.50 an hour driving just a truck with steel, like hauling steel into Toronto and that. And then he's offering me $14.50 an hour to drive the septic truck, and I said, "Oh no, no, thank you." He goes, "Well, it's $1 more an hour," and I said, "Yeah, but then I have to like smell like sewage all the time." And he goes, "No," he says, "I drive it all the time," and he said, "I don't smell like sewage." And I said, "No, you're just used to the smell of sewage." I said, "When you walk into the bar, we know it's you without looking up." Like, you can't sit there with that air rolling around you all day long and then not have the in your clothing and stuff. But yeah, he's like, "Well, it just smells like money." I said, "No, it smells like money to you, but to us, it just smells like some guy who rolled in poop and then came into the bar." I wonder where Dan went that time.
Dan disappeared again?
Yeah. I can see a hand back in the background. Yeah, he's gone. Oh, man, I got to get. Holy, it's after 11.
Yeah, probably time to wrap this up.
Yeah, I got to get a bunch of stuff done with the bank before work. Oh. Hello, Ian. Good day, good sir. Oh,
Hey, Ian.
Dan, he must have went out for a smoke and just didn't tell us.
Could be. We can just leave him now. He'll come back.
Yeah. 6:15 p.m. I think you mean to say 6:15 p.m. in the evening.
Oh, I went for a piddle and one puff. So,
Man, you gotta get on the vape or something.
Don't vape.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Get your popcorn lung going.
actually, the pharmacist gave me a whole bunch of patches.
But you're not using them?
Not yet. I'm looking at them first.
Yeah. Are you?
I'm like
Just seeing if they're good for you?
I'm trying to get them acclimatized to the house.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because but you also have to check to make sure that they're not harmful to your health
When I
Right.
got
before
detained,
replacing.
when I got detained in England, they wouldn't let me smoke, but they have this it's kind of like Banaka. There's just a spray that you spray on your tongue,
Oh yeah.
and it just completely takes away all the cravings for nicotine. I mean, and I hadn't smoked in like 24 hours. I was detained. I was angrier than beyond angry, and I just wanted a cigarette really, really bad, but they wouldn't give me one. But they gave me that spray, and I tell you what, within like a couple minutes, it was like my body got what it needed. It
But
was
not
amazing
Spray of
stuff.
straight nicotine or something?
What's that?
Was it just spray of straight nicotine or something?
No, I don't know what was all in it, but it was designed to help you quit smoking. So it'd give you, a little dosage of nicotine and whatever else.
Yeah.
I heard there's a spray like that for your. But anyways, it worked really well. Way better than nicotine patches. But I've never seen it in the U.S.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
But
What was
not
it called? Panoka?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I was so mad. I spent $1,000 to fly to England, traveled like 12 hours straight just for them to say that I was lying, that I was coming to England to illegally work. And I'm like, I live in the US and I have a job. Look at my bank account. I have a round trip ticket. I'm an American with a clean passport. I'm not coming to your stupid country to work illegally.
Yeah.
well.
What
It looks
I
like
always say when somebody accuses me of things like that, I say, I don't have any skills.
I should have said that.
It looks like that Nicorette has one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ian, I remember back in the early 1800s too, when the price of cigarettes went up that high. We're generally talking about scrapping, Angry D. The
Hi, Angry
cigarettes.
D.
I think when I started smoking cigarettes were $3 a pack, like for a 25 pack. And I remember saying, "Well, if they ever go to 350, I'm going to quit." And when I did quit, I had stopped at the Washington border to, and I was taking that Zyban, but they said that you have to keep smoking for a week. But they would only sell me a carton, and it was $84 a carton. And I was like, "There's no way I'm paying $84 for a carton of cigarettes."
Hello.
Hi, JR Cat.
Hey, JRA Cat.
$5.50 a carton. Man, that's good.
You guys started a war with us.
The Canadians or the
I
Americans?
don't think Canada's ever started a war with you guys. We've started a war with the United States, but we never started a war with you guys.
What is not my vote? Ian Matthews.
Who knows?
Hey, Ian, get over it.
The Canadians started a war with England, or just with Ian?
with
Oh.
Ian.
Well, I know there was an argument between French Canada and England. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you guys heard of the pig war?
The pig war?
Yeah.
American, French, Canadians. What's the difference?
Does this involve a swimming pool full of mud and a bar?
No, this is a real thing. Look it up. It was almost a war here where I live between. It was a dispute about land and pigs. You can look it up.
What's the there's I was watching a thing the other day, James.
Like anybody, Ian.
And it had something to do with a point of land that it's in the US, but you have to get to from Canada on Vancouver Island, I think, or maybe it's on the mainland. Oh no, it's on the mainland. You have to go south. And it's this town that once COVID hit and the borders shut down, the town just about went bankrupt.
I don't know.
It's like just north of you, I think.
Just north of me is Canada.
Yeah, and this is attached to, it's a piece of the United States, but the only way you can get into it is by going through Canada. You can't get to it from the mainland unless you go by boat.
Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember hearing about that, but I don't.
Well, now they're talking about selling it to, like, the mayor of the town's trying to get Canada to buy it, or
could be.
But but like a lot of the people are like, well, but we're Americans, and you can't just sell our town. It's called Point Roberts.
I told you we are going to take over America, so
I have heard of Point Roberts.
So
Canada.
So because there's no ferry, I guess, that goes from the mainland to Point Roberts, they anybody who wants to get there from Washington State has to go through Canada. So there's all the border crossing stuff, and then I guess Point Roberts' main business was with Canada. Like everybody would go down there for vacationing or whatever, and then that stopped at COVID.
Okay, there's Lord Licorice. That's a new one. And T&B Metals. Haven't seen him in a while.
Hey, Tony.
Is Tony his name,
yeah,
or is it Michael? Because there's also the Vern and Steve thing, right? So Nobody's who they appear to be.
Yeah, we can only go by what they tell us.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Steve. I was busy looking up the thing that you were telling me about. I didn't see you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like in the Indian invasion there, bud. I don't know.
Do we have trolls?
I don't know.
Looks like it.
How are you guys liking the Indian invasion there, bud? I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. I'll have to ask my brother about it.
Yeah, I imagine they're just trolls. I
need a sift.
So
dang.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if they start causing trouble, you have to give them the boot, seeing as you're not monetized anyhow. It's not like you're losing valuable interaction.
We need to get a screen. Separate.
Oh man. Anyways, I gotta get.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end this now because it's time to do, other things.
Adult things.
Look, if there's a laundry basket on your truck.
Yep. Wait. It's full. It's a laundry basket full of scrap.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Already scrapped out scrap though. I'm just too lazy to take it out and put it in the respective buckets.
Heck yeah, Ian. You better believe I'm going to sift that out.
Oh. Anyhow, I got to get out of here, guys. You have a wonderful day.
Yes. So we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys for coming in.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.